birth. I had actually done, my weight loss journey by myself, and I did succeed. Interestingly enough, it was shortly after I had achieved my desired weight loss goals that I got pregnant for the youngest. And so I'd gone to see a friend, and I saw that she had lost, a lot of weight. I was like, oh, fantastic. This looks good on you. What did you do? And then she mentioned a particular weight loss coach that she used. And as a result of that, she had lost a lot of weight. So I was super excited, and I got the person's contact details, and I went to see her. She's of blessed memory now. She passed on during COVID. But one thing I loved about the journey with her was it was about accountability. The very first thing she mentioned to me, when I met with her for the first time, she actually shared this type of story I'm sharing with you as well about her journey, from being very big, and all of that, and all the steps that she took to get to where she was. And that was what actually motivated her to help other women, to lose weight. So she's not like all these so many coaches you see on Instagram and all over the net, and everyone telling you, so many things to do. What I liked about her was the actionable and relatable goals that she sets for you. So she'll give you your weekly task. So it's not actually a task. So she gives you your meal plan for the week. And it was flexible because it had the meal plan that includes both, if it's international, so the cuisine or menu that can be tailored to food that is not Nigerian, and then she gives you the one for the local so that you're able to adjust whichever one. She doesn't give you a breakdown of, oh, on Monday you must take 10 pieces of grapes, and you must take 5 carrots. No, it wasn't like that. She broke it down in a way that you could achieve it, and she did not put a caveat to it. It was actually up to you,
It's a big boy
to
house.
take action
Oh, in
based on
Anambra.
what she gives you. So this was done on a weekly basis. Secondly, every week you come in for a physical weekly check-in. Physical meaning that you're going to go to our office and you're going to climb on a scale, and then you're going to see what you have lost for that week. Take note of all these things that I'm talking about, because it's going to tie into what we're talking about today. And so this was where the journey started from. And then after that, if after a week you come in, sometimes maybe you lose weight, or sometimes maybe you did not gain weight and you're just borderline. Now the discussion will now be, okay, so what did you do? What worked? What did not work? And then she'll now give you advice on, okay, these are the things that you can change. And then it could be, maybe it's the time of the month, depending. So I actually did this with her, and I did lose considerable weight. So I'm not going to tell you how much weight I lost, but I did achieve my weight loss goal. Secondly, it was not a crash course. So it wasn't that I wanted to lose 10 kg in 1 month. It was a journey. And she told me that it wasn't a weight loss, or some people will say it wasn't a diet. It was a lifestyle change. And yes, it was. And up till today, over 10 years now, I've not, and I don't drink sodas. I only take water. Yes. That wasn't because of her. That was now a personal commitment that I made to myself. And that's something that I'm used to. Everyone that knows me knows I only take water. Yes, I do take ice cream and other sweet things. Yes. But when it comes to liquid, I only drink water. All right. So that's my own accountability journey in terms of personal goals, which is health related. No, the doctor did not tell me to lose the weight. So it wasn't that I had a life-threatening condition in any way or manner. It was just me wanting to look good and feel better. And that's where we're now going to start in terms of our career and our professional goals. So thank you so much. My name is Omolara Osiyemi, and I'm looking forward to answering the questions that you have for today. And my story is going to be very pivotal in our discussion. I'll make references to it in terms of frameworks and things that you can do. Thank you.
Fantastic, fantastic. Thank you so much, ma'am. That was very insightful, and I loved, that story because it resonates with me so much. I want to lose the weight, but we're getting there. Okay. All right. So, we do have a lot of questions, and I'll start out with the first, right, on the list now. Someone had asked, how do I stay accountable when I feel stuck, when I feel overwhelmed, or unmotivated in my career journey as a woman in technology?
I love this question. And like I mentioned earlier, I said I'm going to be taking you through some of the things that I mentioned in my own personal journey when it comes to weight loss. So the thing about it is, we all get stuck. And it could be for different things. It could be that you experience a career plateau. That means that maybe you have not received any promotion in a number of years. So you could actually feel stuck. That's one. Another reason why would be that you might feel unmotivated in terms of the things that you're doing. Maybe it's just the same old things that you're doing. It's mundane and monotonous. There are no challenges. So where um, accountability comes into it is how you can actually get yourself unstuck. A starting point is you identify exactly what the challenge is. So, I mean, you could be stuck for, like I mentioned, different reasons. It could be um, maybe other people are growing and you are not growing. Why is that? Is that based on you? Are the skills that you have, are they current and relatable skills? So you could actually do a career audit or a skills audit as a starting point. So where am I? Where do I want to be? You're not going to jump the gun and start saying that, oh, I want to achieve XYZ yet. You have to first understand where you are currently and where you want to be. That's how you first get yourself unstuck. The second thing is this: do you need professional help? So, professional help could be do you need a career coach? Do you need a mentor? Or do you need to upskill? So, upskill means that, okay, so where I am, if it's not going to get me to where I'm going. So, for instance, if you want to become a manager, you could be a specialist currently on maybe, depending on your organization, level 2, and you want to move to level 3. And you check you audit your skills you require, and you find out that, oh, what I require might be a certification. It could be that you require to go for a professional degree. It could be MBA, it could be a mini MBA, it could just be a short course, something that is going to move you from where you are to where you want to be. I mean, I've mentioned the fact that, one, you have to identify where the problem is, whether it's based on promotion or whether it's the level where you are. You identify the kind of the next step that you need to take. So whether you need after your skills audit, the result will be whether you need to upskill, get a degree, get a certification, a short course, whatever is going to move. Then the next one, okay, I also mentioned before that the professional help. That is whether you need a coach, whether it could be your boss, a mentor, or someone that you actually admire, someone that their level is above yours, just to kind of mentor you and let you know what next steps that you need to take. So these are some of the things that you need to start with in terms of where you want to be, because that's where you can really know what the challenge is, and then the motivation to move forward comes from. Because after having the conversation, you find out that it's not only you, it's something that is shared. It's something that across board people. I mean, for me, I had the same experience a couple of years back. I think I'd been on the same level, on my job for like about 8 years. Yes, 8 years. And it just seemed as if everybody was moving. So you because the organization I was working in, promotion is actually you either do it laterally or you go up. So they don't do promotion on a yearly basis. So unless you find a role that they advertise and is available and your skill set matches it, you do the interview, you get promoted. Otherwise, you still be on the same role. Every year, they would kind of like add a bit onto your salary and then you move. So you still be on the same level. So at some point, I actually felt like that. And one of the ways that I mentioned was what I used to move ahead.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing that. It applies for every woman because for the most part, we fail to identify what the challenges are, and then we just jump on, oh, okay, this is what is trending, this is what I think everyone is doing, and I pretty much will just, fall in with the bandwagon. And I love that you were able to sort of dissect this from one end to the other end. It gives a lot of clarity for us, especially when it has to do with, the skills audit, the professional help itself, and yeah, it answers all the questions. It answers the question and provides clarity. The other question we have here is, what practical steps can I take to find the right mentor or coach for my career goals?
Wow, that is also another fantastic question because sometimes one thing about finding a coach or a mentor, so I can explain in different ways. One misconception people have is that it's only people that are above you that have loads of years of experience that can actually coach or mentor you. Yeah, it's a misconception because people don't realize that you can actually have your peers mentor you. Yes, you can have a peer mentor. This also happens depending on the organization that you work in. When you come in as a new hire, they can assign you to, an onboarding body, who is going to take you around and, explain how everything works. But when it comes to you identifying a career coach or a mentor, one of the ways you can do that is you look at where you are, like I mentioned earlier. Most of all these things actually, they are interwoven. They kind of overlap. So what will happen is you first check where you are. It will determine what kind of help that you need. Whether or not what you need is a mentor, which is informal. I mean, WENTOS does a fantastic job of doing that. And then there are other communities as well that also provide women with mentorship that they don't have to pay for. So you can identify whether or not where you are, what you just need is clarity and direction. And that would be something that someone within the community that you belong to or that you have to join if you're not part of already, so you can actually look at that one. Then two, if it has to do with a proper career shift, then you would need a career coach or professional coach, which is paid. There are some communities that actually offer that free as well, or it could be part of a paid program whereby part of what you do is you do the course or certification and then they also guide you, so it could be either of that. Where are the places where you can identify this? LinkedIn is a very good example, but it is not limited to LinkedIn. The reason why LinkedIn is a good example is one, you first identify whether or not you still want to remain in the industry that you're in or in the job role that you have. So if what you want for yourself is a major shift, then what you can do is identify about 5 people that are within the organization that you want. If it's not your organization, that are in roles that speak to, I mentioned the skills audit earlier on or career audit. So if they are within the space that you actually want to work in, then that means that you identify them based on that. Then another thing is you now need to reach out to them. Reaching out to them doesn't mean that you just send a mail or send a message and say, oh, hello, good afternoon. My name is Dorothy. I want you to mentor me. No, you're going to break it down. You can, start by letting them know that you admire what they're doing, that their career path or journey that you have gone through is similar to what you actually mirror for yourself, and that you would love to have a coffee chat. So it's after you have maybe like a discussion or a chat with that person. It could be, like I said, LinkedIn is not the only place or what do you call it, the only channel that you can do that on. But based on whichever channel, it's still the same way you approach the person and explain what your current struggle or challenge is. And if the person is willing, they have to be willing to want to either coach or mentor you before you take it to the next level. So the next level will now be you agreeing on maybe timelines, and then, of course, the most work is now dependent on you showing up and being consistent. So those are the key areas or ways that I feel that you need to actually take the right steps or the relevant steps to finding a mentor. I mentioned earlier that it is not only people that have more years of experience above you that can mentor you. Your peers, you could find someone that you guys are on the same level, but trust me, you guys are not on the same level professionally. The
Yes.
person might have, gotten, an MBA, or maybe have a couple of certifications. The person might be ahead of you professionally, even though you might be on the same level in terms of work. If you identify a person like that, it could be over lunch, it could be over drinks, and then you just have that discussion and tell the person that, oh, this is what I admire about you, and I would appreciate if you can support me on this journey. That's another way you can actually do it. And a community is also a very good place as well, whereby you have people that share the same struggle with you, and they are
Mm-hmm.
in that room because of that. So when you are with them, you know that the things that they're experiencing or they're talking about speaks to what you are also experiencing and what you're hoping to achieve, being part of that group.
Amazing, amazing. Because I want to make sure that we answer this question, which is a burning question for me as well when I saw this. It had to do with the framework, accountability framework. And it said
Okay.
if you could design the perfect accountability framework for the next decade of work, which is a lot, what are the three pillars that you would have, that it would have?
Okay, so I mean, when that question is an interesting one. And one of the reasons why is that so many things can happen in 10 years, a whole lot, which we all don't have how do I call it, an insight into. But one of the first things that I think is very important when you want to have a framework for the next 10 years is, yes, people do have what they call 10-year goals. So when you're setting your goals, you have two types of goals, your short-term goals and your long-term goals. So one of the most important things is having a long-term goal and where you want to see yourself in 10 years. So it is based on where you want to see yourself in 10 years that is going to now determine how you break the framework. So one of the first thing is in 10 years, for instance, you might say you would like to be the VP of product management in Microsoft, for instance. Good. So you've identified. So it's still within the borderlines of setting SMART goals. But the difference is that it's a long-term one, not a short-term one. Because in a short-term goal, it has to be realistic. The long-term one, you are going to give yourself some leeway in terms of pivoting along the way, but still setting your eyes on the ultimate goal. So what are the things that you want to do along the way to get there? Those are the things that you have to bear in mind. So what actionable things can you do? First, you set that long-term goal. Then you have to actually have an accountability system that is going to help you to remain on that trajectory. That means you might have someone, the person could be your coach, the person could be your mentor, that you have identified, have gone through something similar. They have a journey and they have, what do you call it, a track record that speaks to what they said and where they are as at today. So now that person is going to keep you accountable so that somewhere along the way, if you are actually, maybe you lose track and they want to put you back on track to remind you of what the goal is at the end of the day. So you have to first identify and then you have to put a timeline. The timeline in this case is 10 years. So the accountability is that we will be checking in. So there has to be a structure for check-in. So the check-in is every 1 year, or is it every 2 years, or is it every 5 years? We'll go back I'm not sure. I know sometimes if you've watched a movie where they did what they call a time capsule, where everyone wrote where they'll be in 10 years, and then 10 years after they pull out the capsule to see where everybody is, you find out that not everybody finds themselves in the place that maybe they wrote, and one of the reasons why is because there was no system in place to check them to ensure that they remain on that trajectory and then they still remain focused. And the last part of it, like I said, is you need to be focused and consistent. You have to remind yourself, and that's where the check-in comes in every year or every 5 years that you have set. So it could be every 3 years. So you have to come back again and check, okay, my goal is to be VP. Am I doing the things that will ensure that I am VP? If I want to be VP, what are the things that I need to do? You have your coach to make sure you are aligned. And then you as the individual, you have to remain focused and consistent. If you see that things are not moving the way you want, maybe the organization that you are working in, it's not looking like in 10 years' time, you are going to get that role. Then you pivot. You move, you start looking outside that organization and see an organization that has a path that is going to help you. Some organizations have a defined path that by this maybe number of years, or if you spend this number of years on your role, then every 2 years, maybe every 2 years you get promoted, every 2 years you get promoted until you become VP. Then you move there. So, I mean, for me, that's the type of framework that I will use to ensure that I'm on track in 10 years' time. It has to be keeping your eyes on the goal. You have to have someone to check in on you. Maybe you check in with the person. It could be every 1 year you check in with this person. Okay, so I've come again. Then the person asks you, okay, so what have you done in this 1 year? What have you achieved? And then you guys check all the list. Check through the checklist and say, okay, we're on
Yeah.
track. And then and the final one is you yourself have to maintain focus and consistency, right?
Yeah.
And that can only be achieved by being accountable. Sometimes your own level of accountability might not work. So now that's where you bring in the big guns.
This is an absolute delight. I loved that you were able to dissect this for us. For everyone that is just joining in, today we have the most beautiful, the most talented, the most amazing, knowledgeable Mrs. Omolara Osiyemi. She has been taking us through the topic accountability in achieving your career goals. And it has been a blast for me. I did take notes, identifying challenges based off on the questions that the community members had dropped in. She has shared how we needed to identify the challenges, go through a skills audit, get professional help, whether it be a coach or a mentor, joining a community as well that could help you with your to stay accountable, having consistency, which it's one of the things that I believe as human beings sometimes we sort of lack or we drag our feet when it has to do with consistency. It can be a bug. However, you have emphasized on the need for us to be consistent, and I'm just so grateful that you were able to do this. Thank you so much, ma'am. Anita, do you have anything to add? Because we're almost 30 minutes up.
Yeah.
I wish we could go further because we have two more questions to ask, but we can't take more questions just because of time and
Mhm.
also because we want to celebrate International Mentoring Day, which is tomorrow, with the members of the community. But again, Anita, did you want to add something?
No, so this is what I expected already, and I'm already reflecting because, like I said, she has a juicy, life so far. She has had juicy experiences, and just to hear that breakdown, I'm already so it's more of a reflecting thing for me, especially with the
Exactly.
analogy with the time cap. So, are you doing
Yes.
what needs to be done to take you to where you want to be? That's the
Mm-hmm.
question. Remember, I told everybody ask yourself a question, where are you in this story right now? And I think that's where I'm at rather. Am I doing what I need to do to get me to where I want to be? And consistency is a very bland pill. People get tired of it because it has to do with a lot of repetition. So it takes a lot of mental strength to actually say, yes, I'm going to be on this no matter how much I have to, repeat it. It's just like being in the gym. I had to put that in there today. You just know how many times do I have to do this squat again? 3 times 10 sets. Okay. Thank you. So, yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I'm really excited that you were able to do this. We appreciate on behalf of everyone on this call and the team at WENTOS, thank you so much for your time today. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much for having
much.
me. I mean, I did enjoy
If you
sharing my
enjoyed the
journey.
session with her, please
Yeah.
put up emojis on your screen, and we'll
Yeah.
be dropping her LinkedIn on the
Yes.
chat.
Thank you.
Please follow her. She drops juicy details. She also has a community for product managers. If you're in product management, you can head there. So please check that out as well. Thank you so
Yeah.
Thank
much,
you so
Omolara.
much.
Thank
I
you.
hope
Thank
you
you,
enjoy
ma'am.
the rest
All
of your
right.
day.
And you
Yeah.
too. And you too, ma'am.
Bye.
Thank you. All right.
Bye.
So we're gonna drop the emoji, sorry, not the emoji, the LinkedIn profile for
Mhm.
Mrs. Omolara
Mhm.
while we head over to today's part of what we're going to be covering today.
Mhm.
Let me just get this all
The
prepared.
celebration of International Mentoring Day.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes. And it's still on the Ask Me Everything. Yes, so we're good to go now.
Okay. All
Okay.
right.
Yeah. All
Okay.
right.
So,
So, like Dora said, we are marking the International Mentorship Day. That is tomorrow. We're starting today. And I'm guessing most of everybody.
Anita, you're muted. You're muted. Sorry.
Sorry. Okay.
Okay.
Can
Go
everybody
ahead.
hear me?
Yes. Yes.
All right. So if you're in this community, you will know why we are passionate about mentorship and celebrating International Mentoring Day. And I'm curious to know your answers. So put that in the chat. I want to hear from Alexandra. I want to hear from Nee. I want to hear from all of you. Why do you think we're so passionate about, celebrating International Mentoring Day, right? So while that is going on, I want to say across industries, across countries, across cultures, researches, and lived experiences, it tells us the same thing. In short, there is a phrase that I'm sure everybody is aware of, and I'm going to say that. And if you know that phrase, also put an emoji up. Um, but across, these institutions, it is common that mentorship shortens the distance between where you are now and where you want to be, right? That is what mentorship does. So mentorship isn't about hand holding. It's about perspective. It's about access. Like Omolara now just gave us access into our experience, and that it will help us build us. So it just shortens something for you, whether you like it or not. Being here just shortens something for you, whether you like it or not. Dora, please, the next slide. Whether you like it or not. So that is what mentorship is all about for us. And that is why we are here celebrating International Mentoring Day, because we are Wentos. And if you hear the name Wentos, let me just check the chat. Did anybody drop anything on the chat? Let me just check it real quick to see everybody's responses. Uh, Juventus understands that one of the best ways for growth personally and professionally, yes, and how to get to our goals to be able to support ourselves and our communities. Exactly. Thank you so much, Alexandra. That is why we are here, and that is why Wentos is passionate about celebrating International Mentoring Day, because it shortens the journey for you. It creates access for you. It helps you figure it out, right? And the phrase I wanted to say is, no man is an island. So if you did know that phrase, Dora, did you know that phrase? If you did know that phrase, that is what mentoring is about, because no man is an island, and we want to create that platform for you. So one thing we want to be very clear about is not all, mentorship is effective. What creates an effective mentorship, right, is intention, structure, and accountability. And if you don't have that, like the from the talk we just had, you heard about the framework. When you don't have the framework, that will cost you time. And that is one of the that is one of the cost of unguided growth. That is what we call unguided growth. If you don't have a framework, if you don't have a structured mentorship, right? If you just have advice, you do not have a framework and a track list to check your growth, it's going to cost you time. So not all mentorship is actually effective. Effective mentorship comes with a lot of intention from your end, especially, and the end of your mentor. It comes with structure, which is the framework. And last but not the least, it comes with accountability. And that is where we come in. And because at Wentos, we are okay, yeah, because at Wentos, we learned that random advice doesn't just, create the transformation you need, but guided mentorship does. So random advice is not guided mentorship, and guided mentorship is meant to create the transformation and acceleration that you need. Because when your goals are clear, when timelines are defined, there's accountability, right? And women move faster and with more confidence when you know what you're doing. When you're showing you have a track sheet to go back off, a checklist to go back off and say, yes, I did this. But when you're just going off whim and your feelings and your emotions and motivation, I'm sure all of us has come across the motivation versus discipline, right? When you're just going like that, you may not get the best of mentorship or advice when you're going on whims, when you're going on emotions, when you're going unguided. So effective mentorship will bring in acceleration, and that comes with intention, structure, accountability, like I said earlier. And that this is why community matters too, because growth compounds when you are not doing it alone. So we at Wentos, we are big on reinforcing that, talented women don't stay stuck because they lack the ability to stay stuck. They stay stuck because they lack structured guidance. And that is what you have to ask yourself today. Do I have the structure? Do I have intention? Do I have accountability? And do I have, last but not the least, the community to help me get to from where I am right now, where I am, to where I want to be? Those are the questions. If you know you have that, please feel free to put yes in the chat box. But if you know that you don't really have it all together as that, also let us know, right? But the Wentos model, like you're seeing here on the screen, is we are passionate about effective mentorship, and that is where our intentionality comes with matching you with the right mentor. We don't just pair you up, we match you with the right mentor using a great, oh my God, I just forgot the word, but we have a great matching model, in short, an AI model that would match you with answers that you've given, that would give you the right mentor. We have created a structured mentorship, so you don't have to do it alone. We have models for you to go through. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the word because I'm so passionate to deliver all this, but we do have a plan sheet that you will go through that will guide your mentorship session with your mentor. And then we also help keep you accountable. You have check-in calls with us. If you've been part of this, you would know, if you've been part of our community, you would know this. And please put yes if you've experienced this in the chat box. So we also have check-ins with you to make sure that you're going well. And then, like Omolara also said, community where you get to experience peer-to-peer mentorship, because there's nothing like working with somebody that also experiences what you're experiencing, but they know how to go faster, or you are also pulling, your fellow women along with you. So I'm going to now take you through, like I said earlier, there are women that have done this before, right? So I'm just going to share with you their stories, what they've gone through, and just a brief into people that have been in the community that have gone through the mentorship experience, rather. So we have Shekela Mitchell Best here. Just to give you a backstory, when she joined in, she was a tech enthusiast. And when she finished, she became a business intelligence analyst, right? She was also part of the data camp experience. So Shikela said before Wentos, transitioning into tech felt overwhelming. But with Leandra as my mentor, I gained the confidence, clarity, and support I needed to launch my career successfully. Remember, I said she joined in as a pure enthusiast. And with a 6 weeks mentorship program, she was able to get clarity, support, and she was able to launch her career. And now she's a business intelligence analyst. Next will be, Dora, please, next slide. Or is it just me? Yes. So next will be Lizette. I personally have one-on-one with Lizette. And Lizette said, I've had a wonderful experience with my mentor. She provided invaluable advice that helped me make better career decisions and set a strong path in cybersecurity. I am deeply grateful for her guidance and support, which has transformed my journey, and I am no longer where I started this mentoring program. And that is thanks to Wentos. Now, she started as a tech enthusiast and now she's a cybersecurity enthusiast. She now has a plan, she has a pathway, she has a vision. While she started, she was curious as to where to begin, but now she's a full-on cybersecurity enthusiast. And very soon, I'm sure Lizette will become a full-blown mentor herself. And that's just to tell you that we keep track of our mentees. So next slide, please, Dora. I'm going to now hand over to Dora to give you an insight into what we offer. Like we said, we have juicy offers for you. We have what to take you from point A to point B. So I'm just going to hand over to Dora and she's going to take us through the Wentos product suite.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that, Anita. Just to go back again to the social proof, for the most part, you would see that Wentus has had different types of women who are in different career levels. The ones who, want to transition into technology, the ones who are pretty much not, they pretty much don't have a roadmap, a pathway on how to be in technology. So they are more or less like the beginner levels, the ones who zero idea on how to, pivot into technology. And this is where Wentus has always met different women. There's several opportunities that we have provided. Over the years, it was just purely mentorship. It was just purely soft skills training. And then we decided that we wanted to add a lot more. We wanted to give you a 360 experience, as I would call it. And then we designed the Her Product Suite. Now, if you're new, this is the first time you would be hearing about the Her Product Suite. But for someone like Alexandra, who has been with us for, I think, 3 years now, 3 years thereabout, she has been part of the Data Camp program, which I believe she should have completed by now. She has also taken part of the Discover Her program, which she concluded last year as well under the Discover Her. And then she hopes to be in the Launch Her program. And I just want to emphasize, these programs and what you stand to gain, if you are part of either of these programs. So I'm going to start out with the Discover Her. Now, the Discover Her has several offerings, but we're going to highlight a few and then sort of take you through what the value is per each offering. Now, Discover Her, if you do sign up, one of the offers you will get is the 4-week mentorship program. And this is going to be we're going to pair you with an expert in the field. The value for this alone, just to get a mentor in the industry, is about $50, which if you were to convert that to Naira is about 71,000 Naira thereabout. This is one of the offerings that you will get. The other offering and the total value for this is what you're seeing here. The other offering you will get is the interview prep class with a co-founder of a mission-driven recruitment company that is based in the UK. Now, that offering alone comes at a value of 100,000 Naira, or you would say $70. These are the two offers just, just two offers that I'm showing you right now under Discover Her. The total value for this two offerings is over 100, thousand naira, 171,000 naira. Now, if we were to go further, we would be offering you the technical course training, live classes that you will have with a trainer who has 8+ years of experience and is currently working in the field. This offer is valued at 113,000 naira. This is what you will get if you were outside. Imagine if you were not in the WENTOS community. This is what you will be charged by a trainer just to learn for 6 weeks, because the Discover Her program is between 4 to 6 weeks. The mentorship angle is 4 weeks, while the training is an entire 6 weeks. But if you were to get the Discover Her package today, this is what it is valued at, where you now see that the total value is over 200,000 naira or $200. Now, the final for us today for Discover Her is the internship directory and the 2 months micro internship program. Now, for everyone who knows, our micro internship program is going to kick off. The first one ever is going to kick off this year. Um, the value for this, it's unpaid, by the way, but the value for this is 200,000 naira or 140,000 naira, where the total value is over 400,000 naira. Now, I just highlighted just 4 offerings under the Discover Her. But you will know that there are more than 4 offerings under Discover Her. There are other things that we're offering besides this. I just wanted to highlight 4. Okay, so this is what you will get. This is part of what you will get, and this is the total value. This is the total value. Just, let's keep that. Now, for the Launch Her program, you will have the 4-week mentorship again, which is valued at 71,000 naira, right? And then we see the total value. Again, if you were to get a mentor with 5+ years of experience, if you go on different platforms that are charging you, this is the cost of what you will get. It's either between this bracket. The other offering under the Launch Her, which is for early career women, is the resume and LinkedIn optimization session. And for this is about 30,000 naira thereabout. I think I made a mistake here, but it's about 30,000 naira thereabout with a whooping $21 for LinkedIn resume and for resume and LinkedIn optimization session. Okay. Now, we're also offering you, yeah, this is the correct price. It's actually 170. I know I made a mistake when we did the research. Outside, if you were to get a coach, a trainer that would revamp your resume and revamp your LinkedIn as someone who is already in the field, but having, having an experience of 1 to 3 years of experience for an early career professional, the charge is actually 170,000 naira, which is about $120. Aside the resume and LinkedIn optimization, we're saying if you sign up for the launcher today, you will also have access to the 2-hour workplace effectiveness masterclass. Because again, we have sort of decided that, or we have seen that some women, who are early professionals have zero knowledge on how to infuse themselves to the culture of their industry or to the culture of their company. And this is what the Workplace Effectiveness Masterclass does. It's a 2-hour training session, which is valued at 300,000 naira. And for that, it's about $210. The total value for this you would get is total value for all 3 offerings is over 500,000 naira or $380. One more offering before we close is the technical skills training. Again, we're gonna get you an expert who has been working in the field, and if you were to get this outside the WENTOS community, the charge or the cost for this is over 200,000 naira or $140. But because again, the total value for this for the entire fall package. And please understand that when we're telling you, we're highlighting the four offerings, what we're simply saying is Launcher has more than four offerings. But we wanted to highlight to you what these four offerings are and tell you how much it is total, how much it is valued in the industry, in the market. Please pay attention. This is the total value just for the launcher, four courses or four offerings alone. Now, my question to everyone, if all this did was help you discover the career path that is right for you, would it be worth it? It's either a yes or a no. Would it really be worth it? If all of this we did, if the Discover Her program, if the Launch Her program, if what it did was help you discover the career path that is right for you, would it be worth it? Am I getting a yes? Alexandra is saying yes. I'm seeing questions. I will get to your question. That's fine. The second question for me, Alexandra said yes. Thank you, Alexandra. I'm seeing another question here is if all this did was save you 2+ years, and this is especially for the women who may sign up for the launcher. If all this did was save you 2 years of costly trial and error by showing you exactly what works with the guidance of a mentor, would it be worth it again? And then the last question for me would be if all we did, if all this did was demystify the process by letting you know that there is an accurate and affordable path, a pathway to get your goals, would it again be worth it? I've shown you the value of just four offerings under Discover Her and four offerings under Launch Her. But my question to you is all three that you're seeing on the screen. Would it be worth it? And so this leads me on to tell you get started now for just 80,000 Naira. Because if you see the value for Discover Her, the value is over 400,000 Naira just for four offerings. But we're giving you at 80,000 Naira, which is about $56. And so please get started today. The same goes for the Launch Her program, which we're giving you for just 150,000 Naira. But recall I said that if you were to go into the market and begin asking for a mentor, begin asking for a coach that could help you with your resume and LinkedIn optimization, or help you get a masterclass on workplace effectiveness, or help you gain a live training class for 6 weeks with a trainer who has 8+ years of experience. The entire value for that is over 700,000 Naira or $520. But Wentos, who is a social enterprise, is saying for women who are part of our community, for women who are out there unsure of the tech part, the tech part to take, we're coming in with this juicy package of 150,000 Naira or $105 today. Please get started. Do not wait for tomorrow. The theme for this year's International Women's Day program, which is coming up in March, is Give to Gain. And for me, I sort of feel it's a way of telling women out there that you need to give yourself the chance to grow. You need to give yourself the chance to take a place in the seat of tech, in the seat of the industry as a woman in technology. Because trust me, Wentos offer is one that you will not find in the market. Why? Because we come in as a social enterprise. And for everyone who knows us, you would always know for a fact that every program, every program that we have, what we always do is we get experts. We don't get you someone who is mediocre. It's never at Wentos. Excellence is our go-to, is our motto, right? So we get you experts that will take you on for the entire 4 weeks program and take you on for the entire 6 weeks program because we know that it's not easy in the industry, but we want to make it easy for you. And so because of that reason, we make sure that we get women or men who are willing to provide these services just for women who want to pivot into the industry or who want to have a place in the industry. But you may be asking, because I'm seeing that we have questions in the chat, and I'll take your questions. Let me just see if I'm able to take one question before we move. Let me see. Chioma is asking about annual monthly subscription. Yes, it's actually on right now. If you are capable, we have women in an exclusive group in what's it called, in our WhatsApp exclusive group, who are taking, who are making part payment for the program. So you have, I think there are about two, instrumental payments that you can go ahead and make, because for some of you it would be difficult to make the entire full payment. That's fine. But if you're able to make the full payment today, remember that we said that we had a gift for you. Guess what? There is a 15% discount if you make that payment within an hour after this program has ended. After this session has ended, there is a 15% discount. For those in the community, they already have a 10% discount. That's just being part of our community. But because you're going to register 1 hour after this program, you get a 15% bonus discount on each program just because you stay till the end, just because you want to grow, just because you know that everything is literally in tech right now. The world runs in technology. And so because you want to have a place, whether you're a stay-at-home mom, just as myself, or you are a tech graduate, or you're an undergraduate, or you are a woman who wants to transition into technology, or a woman who is already in tech, who is an intern and trying to figure out, how do I, maneuver the field? How do I become successful? How do I pivot as quickly as possible? This is what WENTOS does. And so we're providing you with this opportunity. 15% discount is huge, and it cuts us real huge into our pocket. I tell you for a fact. But why are we doing this? Because we have a vision to nurture every woman in technology. That's our goal globally. We've been doing that for 4+ years. Last year, we wanted to change. We wanted to, change the tactics of how we go. And so this is one of the best ways that we have decided we need to do this. It's the value that you will get only at WENTOS, nowhere else but WENTOS. Let me see if I have any questions. Anita, do I have any questions? Okay. Yes, absolutely. Sandra says the world runs in technology. Absolutely, it does. Alexandra says for the launcher program, does that include the micro-internship? So Alexandra, I'll need to get back to you at that. But one of the things that we said last year was that for you who has been part of the Discover Her program, we want to prioritize you for the micro-internship. So, like I mentioned, right? You will definitely have a place in that just because you were part of the Discover Her program. So we definitely want to prioritize you again, just because you have been a long-term member in our community. So that's one of the ways that we're saying thank you for being here. Thank you for contributing. Thank you, because I know that it's not easy for you to get on our calls. So it's a thank you for us. Hi, darling. You look wonderful. So yes, absolutely. The micro internship will be prioritized for women who were part of the Discover Her program. So you will definitely get a place in that. Now, so again, this is the value that this comes at. And again, this is what we're offering you. Get started now. If you want support, you can reach out to me. You can reach out to Anita. It's a 15% discount. Remember, it's only for 1 hour, 15% discount that we're offering you, and you have a chance to join our WhatsApp community now. So, Sandra, if you're on this call, Sandra Bold, please go ahead and share the WhatsApp community link so women can go ahead and join that community and that we're not able to miss out. This is a one-time opportunity, women. This is a one-time opportunity, and I honestly don't think you should miss it. If you're not able to do that, there is a part payment, but you need to let us in on, okay, I really want to go ahead and make this payment, but I can't do that right now. Can I make the part payment? Absolutely, you can. How can
Is it is it just me or has Dora gone off? Can everybody hear me?
Yes, I we can hear you.
All right, so okay. I'm sorry, Dora has a little bit of a network glitch. So what she's trying to say is, yes, you can go ahead and make part payment. You can reach out to me. You can reach out to Dora via our email addresses. Wendy will be putting that in the group. I also will be in the chat. I also will be putting that in the chat as well. Give me a minute. So please feel to copy our email address and reach out to us if you want to make part payments within the hour. Remember that this offer only happens within the hour. And with that, I don't know if Sandra has also put in the chat. Yes, please to get first-hand information on the opportunities that we have that will be bringing your way all year long. Please join the community. You will get first-hand information, you will get first-hand discounts, you will get first-hand everything that we have to offer. And believe me, we do have juicy offers coming your way this year. So if this has been a very insightful session for you, I would love to see your emojis up on the screen. I know personally for me, I did love, especially with the session with Omolara. Yes, thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Alexandra. We have Sandra going all out. Thank you, everybody. So oh, thank you, Mamuzo. I'm seeing you. So I hope that this was an insightful session. If you want to get started, you can reach out to me via the email I dropped. And yes, happy mentoring day once again. We are happy to have you be part of the community and we look forward to seeing you more. So if that will be it for now, and we wish you a blissful weekend. Welcome back, Dora. You went out for a bit. I don't think she's fully back yet. Hello, Dora. Can you hear us? No, I don't. Hello, can you hear us?
Yes, I'm back.
Oh, welcome.
My
All right, so I
apologies. I
was
got
just
cut off.
wishing them a blissful weekend. I did drop my email in the chat box for those of them that will want to make part payments now. We've also shared a chat, so please join the community for all the juicy offers that we have. And I did tell them that we have juicy offers coming all year long. So with that, I wish everyone a happy mentoring day. Please be open to also being mentors to your peers when you've grown. I know Alexandra will soon be a mentor. So we are all pushing that. Happy mentoring day once again. Have a blissful weekend and bye bye everyone.
Bye. Have a good
Bye.
weekend.
Bye. Have a great weekend. Bye, Alexander, my babies. Hi. Oh, this is the Wentos family. Bye.